benefit at all.
And off we go from Denver. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. And the Chiefs offense now ready to go to work for the first time, led by Patrick Mahomes, the 2018 NFL Most Valuable Player.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. When you look at this Bronco defense, they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. So, Charles, this defense going to have its hands full all game long, you'd have to figure, facing the man 2nd in the NFL in passing yards. What's the course of action here defensively?
Well, we all know that every down seems to have equal importance. But for this game, they're putting it all on 3rd down. Make sure they stop them there, get off the field, and that way they can turn the ball over to their offense and feel good about how this game's progressing.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. These 2 teams met in Kansas City earlier this season, with the Chiefs winning that ball game. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. 2nd and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 33.
1st down, Chiefs.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on 3rd down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. This is the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Kadarius Toney, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0.
Broncos nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And bringing them out is one of the most exciting players in the NFL every season. A former MVP, it's Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Now the NFC's leading rusher a season ago. Here's Saquon Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You talk about this Chiefs defense. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
They're in the bottom 10 in the league. I mean, when you look at their talent, you would think that they'd be much better. Overall, I don't think there's any question you'd have to say that they've underachieved.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, you know, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, you know, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
18 big yards on that one and a Denver first. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Brought down by Willie Gay. The Broncos sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side, and he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39. A nice pickup of 17 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 39-yard line. Jackson. A short one to the tight end, Troutman. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. That is first incompletion after a 4-for-4 start.
Yeah, but they shouldn't back off from what they're doing. I like the play calling right out of the gate. I like the tone that they're setting. Keep going in that direction.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
No, we changed it.
Now it's Jackson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely frees up your guys elsewhere. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrow? Travis Kelce. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelce for a big one. 41 yards.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
They run with a second-year man, Isaiah Pacheco. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Broncos' 33-yard line.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw, it's Mahomes. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. So on fourth down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
From the 22 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
At the 22-yard line.
Again, it's Barkley. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 13 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Let me get a little nautical with you, partner, because to me, that looked like a feeding frenzy of sharks out there. As soon as that play imploded, they all smelled blood in the water. Everyone's screaming downhill, trying to get in on the hit for a big loss.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was cut. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here are the Chiefs to take over. They've got the lead here as they begin this drive, trying to get that bad taste out of their mouth from the loss last week to the LA Chargers. He's got this to the rookie, Rashee Rice. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And down to the 36-yard line here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try work from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll go to Barkley again. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
No, we change it. We change it.
Here's Jackson. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. The Broncos in their hurry up trying to get to their positions and get set quickly.
Brings up 2nd and 18 at the Chiefs' 45-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. And his throw is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. but in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now Patrick going to change the play.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And a first down, the Chiefs.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now it's Mahomes again. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle.
Mahomes to MVS there for the Kansas City first.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Butker's kick here is good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So we've reached halftime with a visiting Chiefs.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaughan.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Play action. It's Jackson.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Jackson on first down.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. DJ Moore from 10 yards out. And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's right through, and we are now tied at 13. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2.
After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. They go play fake. Mahomes.
That ball caught. It's Rice.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes.
Open man right side is Tony.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Second down and 6 now.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Mahomes to throw once more.
Connection made on the out route to Valdez-Scantling.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Now here's Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Kadarius Toney.
His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this third quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
Butker now to add the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays.
And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. taken at about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Play action. Now Jackson. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for Broncos. First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson.
They'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down.
They go play action now. Jackson. And he floated one out there incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Jackson will throw again.
They'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And this is caught at the 20. Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down, escaping the pressure right.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Understanding he's just down 1 possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Jackson from the shotgun. Flush to his right. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They go play action with Jackson. Touchdown, Broncos.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now Mahomes. It got his man complete. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelsey for a big one, and even 40 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Mahomes to throw. Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. They go play action. Now Mahomes. The pass complete on the crossing route. This is Tony with it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And nothing but daylight ahead. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
On first down, Mahomes.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
From the gun, it's Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
This one, an absolute must. It's 4th and 4.
Now Mahomes got to have this one.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Mahomes.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are fourth quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
We're going to look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Jackson. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Here now, 3rd down. Throwing, Jackson.
Eluding the pressure right.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Well, they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Here's Pacheco once again. And he'll get a first down here up to the 25, but that clock still moving. Mahomes to throw it. Complete. Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get him down after a gain of 7, but they'll happily give him that.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Mahomes. Another catch for Valdez-Scantling.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes.
Here we go. This to avoid overtime. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Now Mahomes. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
We'll play only the one overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
That is caught.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 12-yard line. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 3-yard line.
From the 3, 2nd and a yard. Toss right side to Pacheco.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
3rd and 3. Mahomes.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime.
So it's a win for the Chiefs here, and no surprise, it was Patrick Mahomes who really led the charge.
Yeah, you have to be impressed with the way he ran the show, partner. He was in total control right from the get-go. Finished with over 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. I don't think he could have played a whole lot better than that.
So for the Chiefs,
the victory moves them to 7-1 on the year.
And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10.